All right, so let's start our session. So basically, this is our first session, and we'll start that first session from the basic. So today we'll talk about some basic part. So we'll see whatever the self-service menu options are available on the Ariba site, and that we'll discuss about some different options what is available. So we'll start from the very basic, and slowly we'll move to the solutions offering. Okay. So I hope everyone can see my screen. Okay, so basically that whenever we have to log in the Ariba solution, so we require the three part. So we require that URL of the Ariba. So basically this is completely web-based solution. So we have to log in from the URL. So in that URL that we require this correct credential as well. So when will with the help of the browser will execute this URL, that system will ask the credential, that username and password name, and we have to simply log in. So once we log in, that system will give this home page. This is called as the Ariba Dashboard, Ariba homepage, or Ariba UI as well. So here we can see in this screen that we have the different tabs here. So basically these different tabs representing that subscription of the customer. So whatever the solutions that customer subscribe, so those subscription, this is tabs are representing. So for example, we can see here we have different tab like home, visibility, sourcing, contract, procurement, invoicing, like that we have many more. So these tabs is depends on the subscription. So if the customer they are subscribing for a particular solutions, so in that case they will have some particular tab itself. And if the customer they are subscribing the complete Ariba suite, in that case they will have the all the different tabs here. So in this site, we have the complete Ariba suite. That means we have upstream and downstream both. That is why we can see the upstream part also and downstream part also. Okay. So whatever the information that we would like to see particular to the solution, so we can simply navigate to that particular tab and we can see the information. So for example, let's say I would like to see that catalog part, or I would like to create one requisition as well. So we can simply go on this catalog tab. So once we click on this catalog tab, then system will automatically navigate us to the catalog homepage, and will able to find out the list of catalog. We will able to create the PR, and we'll have the another options as well. So just for demonstration, let me simply click on this catalog tab. All right. So we can see here now we are on the catalog homepage. So here from here we can see some list of the recently viewed item. That's something it is appearing here, and we have some other options as well, like how we want to sort by category, how we want to sort by like supplier, or based upon the contract. And if you want to search some catalog, we can simply search some list of the catalog as well. So generally whatever that catalog item we want to find out, we can simply type here. So basic Ariba is supporting that fuzzy search as well. So even if we know this complete product name, we can type here. Otherwise we can type some text as well. So what system will do, system will display that list of the contents which is relevant to that match. So it will check the match and it will display the list of item. Okay. So same way we have the different like tabs on the home screen, and we can simply navigate to the any tab based upon our requirement. All right. Downside of this screen that we have the search bar. So this is the functionality for the search bar. So if we want to search for a particular item, so let's say as of now currently it is showing the contract workspace procurement. But if you want to see that list of the PR item, list of the PO item, list of the sourcing project, so those information we can simply search with the help of the search bar. So we can see here we have the here action menu. So basically this is also called as the drop down. So once we click on this drop down, system will give the n number of options. So we can see we have the options of compounding report, contract workspace internal, event, knowledge project, purchase order. So many more options are available here. So whatever that options we want to see, simply we can select there, and we can just give some information or input here, and we can search. So the once we click on this like next, the system will give this defining screen, and there we can specify some input, and system will display that output. All right. And downside of the search bar, we have different tiles here. So we can see these are the tiles, 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles. So these tiles basically it is representing or displaying that information whatever client customer would like to see. So it totally depends on the user. Whatever the information are important from that user perspective, they can set that whatever information they would like to see in this tile. So basically these tiles are customizable. So we cannot create that new tiles, but whatever the predefined tiles are available, so those tiles we can select just to see on our Ariba dashboard. So this dashboard is completely user specific. So how the user they would like to see, they can simply configure this dashboard, and whatever the information they would like to see on this dashboard, they can simply see those information. Okay. So one question is here from that certification perspective. So normally in the certification also that there is one question that how many tiles that we can display on this dashboard. So basically that Ariba is providing the capability to display that maximum 5 tiles. Okay, so we can simply set the 5 tiles on this dashboard just to view. And remember, we cannot create new tiles. So Ariba has given the predefined tile, so we have to only select or hide select I mean we have to only display or hide the tiles whatever the options are available. All right. And downside of this one, I mean left side of this one, that we have this common action. So basically inside the common action will have the two options. One is the create, second one is the manage. So in the with the help of this create option, we can create the different type of events, different type of like that activity. So let's say we have to create requisition, we can create. We have to create sourcing request, we can create. If you want to create compound report, we can create. So whatever the create options are available, those something we can find out inside the create. So basically this create and manage is similar to this menu. So we can see in the right hand side corner, we have the same menu, that is create and manage. So this is just only for the simplification. So either user can select from the common Excel, or they can find out from the create or manage menu. So if you click here in the create in the right hand side corner, so we will have many more options. So same options is also available under this common actions as well. So if you go in the common actions and click on the more, so system will display that list of options what is available here. Okay. Same way in the downside, we have the manage, and the manage basically it is applicable for the configuration part or for some customization. So in the manage, we will able to find out some customization option. So even this manage option is also similar to this manage menu, what is available in the right hand side corner. Okay. So overall, this complete common actions and recently viewed, this information, these contents are similar with this menu options. So we can see that we have the recent menu, manage menu, and create menu. So just for a content only, that Ariba has given this option. So if the user they would like to utilize these common actions and recently viewed items from here, they can utilize. Otherwise, they can simply find out from this menu which is available in the right hand side corner. All right. And downside of this one on this Ariba homepage, so we have some important contents. For example, my documents, to do, calendar, and some event status, and many more. So basically, this my documents will display that list of the documents which is created from my ID. Okay, so let's assume that I have created one contract workspace, or I have created one that purchase requisition. So those documents will be available by default inside the my document, and it is available will be based upon the like descending order. So let's assume that I have created one requisition just now, and what system will do, system will automatically add that requisition here itself. That means the documents which will create, those documents will be available in the my document. So if we later point of time, if we have to see the documents which we have created, we can simply find out from the my documents, or we can simply search with the help of the search bar, which is also available here itself. All right. And to do task section, this is the content, like basically this is the task section. So it is representing the task which we have to perform. So like that Ariba is providing the flexibility that we can configure this number of tasks in the upstream activity. So inside those tasks, whatever the task that we have to perform, I mean, if we are responsible or we have to perform some tasks, so all those task activity will be available here. So either if you have to perform some receiving, or we have to perform some approving or any review task as well, so those task information will be available inside this to do task contents. So basically, in the real time, that when that any approver or any reviewer or that any person who have to perform the negotiation, so if they have to perform any kind of activity, so they are receiving the notification in their Outlook. And when they are logging in the Ariba solution, so those notifications will also be available in the to-do task in the form of the task. So here they will not be able to see that notification, but will able to find out that activity which we need to perform. So basically, it is supporting that user just to plan their activity and whatever the activity they need to do and whatever the activity that is completed. Okay. So like these contents, we can display many contents here on this screen. So it's up to the user choice, whatever information that they would like to see or whatever the information they would like to hide. So how we have to select these contents, what we have to display or how we have to remove, that's something which it depends on the user customization. So they have the customization option. They can select to display or to hide. All right. So before going to ahead, is any questions from anyone?
Yes, please. I think it's relevant because I'm dealing with this sort of issue at this time of in a certain project. What about when we having ExaWorks FOB conditions? Can those dates be displayed on this status? For example, if I want to know the status if my material has arrived to a port or
Mhm.
if it has it shipped,
Mhm.
does Ariba provide this flexibility? Because on the standard S4, there is no there is no good solution for tracking POs.
Yeah, right.
What other extended functionality do we have in Ariba for such purpose?
Okay. So your question is that how we can monitor this PO or how we can add the information on this homepage to see.
Yes, for example, when we are dealing with imports, it's
Mhm.
very important the Incoterms. So it's a very common question on the supply chain as
Mhm.
to ask what is standing my material. So if I have extra works, I want to know if it has arrived to the port or to is already standing at my delivery entry in my country,
Mhm.
being customs or whatever. Because I see on S4 it's a big gap in this tracking of POs. So being Ariba more flexible and more up to has much more flexible functionality.
Mhm.
Does that Ariba provide a way of tracking such requests from the procurement departments?
Yes, that options are available, but that options we cannot add on this home page. So for that, like for any particular requisition or particular order, if you want to track, so you have to go inside that order or requisition itself. But those information we cannot see from the home page. Okay, so basically just to see the any information on the home page, so we need to add, so the list of contents what we can see here, that something are predefined, so we can select these options from there. And but from the transitional point of view, like you as you say, like PO monitoring or PO tracking, so those activity options we cannot see from here. So we have to go inside the PO just to see that actual status of our purchase order.
Okay. Is there a way of seeing some detail right now, or it's maybe too much?
uh, One way we can do in one way. So what we can do, so we can configure some report. So reporting part we can add on this dashboard. So for example, let's say if you want to see your list of purchase order, so what you can do, you can just create one analytical report. and in that report contents you have to select that output whatever you want to see. So those reports part you can add in a like a chart view or in detailable view on this dashboard. So that's something we can do. Okay, but how we have to see inside the purchase order, that's something I'll show you. So it's not like a complete picture of this complete shipment, but yes, it will display that actual status okay, either order is arrived to the supplier or not, or supplier is sending the goods or not. So only those status we can see.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, any further question from anyone?
I have one question. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, my question is that as part of the Ariba walkthrough, will you be also touching upon direct procurement that can be done through Ariba, which is supply chain collaboration?
Oh, no, that is not part of this training. So that is something different part itself, supply chain collaboration.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so now let's see the some customization option. So if there is a requirement to perform some customization of this our dashboard, how we can customize. So basically to customize this dashboard, we can see that this arrange icon option. So basically this arrange icon options is called as the configure tabs. So with the help of these settings, we can simply customize that our dashboard. So whatever information we want to see, whatever information we want to hide, we can simply display or hide with the help of the setting option. Even like for hide options, we have the hide options in all the areas. For example, let's say for the styles, so if you want to remove the styles or if you want to add the styles, we can add from here itself. So in each and every tiles we can see we have this action menu option. Okay, so even from any of the tiles, if you want to perform some customization from tiles point of view, we can do. So customization means don't think that we have the provision to create new tiles, because we in certain case if we require to create some tiles, so basically in that case we require this Ariba shares team help. So we have to raise the request to the Ariba team. But whatever the options are available, that like predefined tiles are available, that's something we can select. So for example, if you want to see the detailed information about the tiles, or if you want to select or hide some particular tiles, we have to click on these options. And once we click on these options, we have some other options are available, like we can see edit tile settings, remove tiles, manage tiles, remove tiles. So in case if you want to remove this particular tiles, we have to click on this remove tile. So what system will do, system will quickly remove that particular tiles. Or if we want to select some particular tiles, we have to go with the manage all tiles. So once we will click on this manage all tiles, that system will display that list of available tile. So whatever that list of available tiles, we can see here, those list of tiles are predefined tiles. And we do not have any options here to create the new tiles. So what we can do, we can simply select that list of, select the tiles which is available as predefined. And here also we can see that it is saying maximum 5 tiles per dashboard. That means per dashboard only we can use display this maximum 5 tiles. Okay. So whatever the tiles we want to select, we have to simply click on this select, or whatever tiles we want to hide or remove, we can simply click on the remove. So once we'll select some particular tiles, or if we'll remove some particular tiles, so what system will do, system will add or remove those informations from the user dashboard. Okay. All right. So now let's move to the second setting option. So basically, this setting option is providing this the different contents configuration. So here we can see some add contents, or some like a different option like add new tab, compare your tabs, default tab, like that. So basically, generally that we are navigating here to add the content, so that we can whatever the contents we can see in the downside. And if we want to add some other contents as well, so we can do from the with the help of the add content. So once we click on this add content, system will give this screen. And here we can see we have the multiple options here, like reports, buyer, Ariba sourcing, general. So basically these are the predefined. So if we want to add any of the contents in our like a home page or in Ariba dashboard, we can simply add. And in this case, drag and drop options are also available. So in certain case, if you want to use, for example, chart and table, so what we can do, we can simply use the drag and drop, and wherever you want to put, we can put. So you can see here, when I'm dragging here just below to guided buying, it is showing the drop here. That means if you'll drop here, system will simply add this chart and table just below to guided buying. Okay, so like these customization options are available, so we can simply add some contents here, and from to remove the contents, we have the same options are available. I mean that the action menu are available in all the contents. Like we can see my documents. If you click on this action menu, we have the options delete this item, so we can delete from here itself. All right. And next one is this create, manage, recent, that already we discussed. So these are the basically same options are available, which is also there in that under common actions. So either the user, they can select these options from common actions, or they can directly come on this different this menu as well. Okay. And in the top side, so the first we have this user profile. So basically this user profile is like whatever that user they are authorized, and some other options as well, which it is available in the user profile. So let me click on this user profile just to show you. So once we click on the user profile, so we'll have this option. So we can, if you want to log out, we can log out. If you want to change the password or change your profile, delegation some authority. So delegation authority means like a substitution. So in case if the user, they are going on leave or on vacation, and they want to delegate their authority to someone else for the approval, so in that case, they can the user themselves can request to delegate the authority. And so like this, that they have the many more options to the user. So this completely depends on the user authorization. So for whatever that activity that user is authorized, so they will have the like these options are available. So in the real time, they may have like some less options as well, or something more options as well. But in here we have one important parameter, that is the change your profile. So let me just click on this change your profile. So basically that all right. So once we come on this change your profile, then system will display this form. And in this form, we can see we have the different step here. So we have the 1 to 5 step, and each and every step we have the different information. So for example, if you see in the first step, we have the personal profile information. So here we can see this is the name of the particular user. I mean, this is the my user, and this is supervisor. Okay, that means in general we can see this is the user ID, current user, and this one is the supervisor. Okay, that means manager. So basically this settings, this assignment is is very important while determining this approval process. So based upon this parameter only, system determines this that approver as the supervisor. Okay, downside of the supervisor, we have the group. So group is nothing, that is the rules and authorization. So remember that in SAP Ariba there is no terminology of this rules and authorization. And so instead of this rules and authorization, that in SAP Ariba we are calling them as the groups. Okay, so wherever you heard about this terminology, that is groups, we have to understand that is the roles and authorization. Okay, so same way how that roles and authorization are available in the our backend SAP system, same way it is also available in the SAP Ariba, but in the form of the groups. Okay, so whatever that authorization that user will have, so they will have the different groups here. So for example, if the user is the buyer, so they will have the buyer groups here. If the user is from the finance team, they will have the finance agent or FI agent group. So like that they will have the different groups that will be assigned here, like based upon the requirement. Okay, and if you move to the next step, that is account and shift step, so here we can see some of the particular information. So we can see here that that we have some particular company code, purchase org, purchasing group, GL account, cost center, plant, delivery to address. So like this information are available. So basically, when we are creating that user master in the SAP Ariba, we have to assign this information. So this is completely our job, that at the initial level, that when we have to perform this user master creation, we have to assign this information. So basically, in our previous, like in demo session also, I shown you that about the process to create purchase requisition. So Ariba is offering that a quick way to create the requisition by providing the very basic information, right? So that means when we have to create requisition, so we have to only provide one or two field information. That means that requisition name and delivery date, that's it. And the rest of the information system copied automatically. So how system copied automatically? So we have to say that with the help of the user profile. Okay, that means for whatever that purchasing entity that I am responsible, I mean from the this ID. So for example, for this company code, purchasing or purchasing group or GL account, cost center, like that. So based upon, like when we'll create the requisition, so based upon this profile, system will pick this information by default. Okay, so basically this system, this designing process is supporting that like to process, just to perform that like, I mean, requisition process in very efficient way. All right. Next one is there some other option, like basic that step, like justify changes, approval flow, and review changes. So this is something is applicable in case if that user, they are just requesting, or they are just yes, requesting to change their profile. So in that case, they have to justify the changes, or it will display approval process or this review changes as well. All right. So since we're not going to request any like profile change, so let me simply exit from here. All right. And apart from this user profile option, we have some help options as well. So basically, this help option is up like very important, so that in the real time, if the user, they would like to go through some documentation part, or they want to like learn something, so they can simply click on this help option. So basically, once they will click on this help, so we'll have three options, that is help center, events, and contact us. So basically, that help center is very useful here. So for example, let's say we are creating some documents and we are struggling with some kind of error. So what we can do, we can simply go on the help center and we can search that particular error or particular information. So for example, let me click on this help center now. Okay, so once we click on that help center, then system will give this page, and here we can see we have different options here, like home options, we have learning, we have support as well. So with the help of the home, we can search our knowledge base. That's something, the particular information what we would like to search, we can search from here. Or and if we want to learn something, we can simply click on the learning, and from the learning, that what system will do, system will do, it will display that a list of contents which is available in as the in the documents part. So we can see here, once we come in the learning, so we have the different product documents, and in this documentation, that different tutorials as well. So we can see it's a tutorial, means it's a kind of a small that videos, so we can quickly go through the videos whatever we want to see. So we can see we have a different options here, like administration, configuration, getting started, integration, user guide, what's new. So same way, we have different tutorials also, we can simply go through just for our information purpose. So this help center is generally that user is just referring in the real time when they want to search something or some topic, or they want to learn something more about the Ariba, so they can, or we can simply utilize this help center. All right. All right, so that's it about this that discussion about the overview about this Ariba dashboard and self-service menu. So now we will move to the solutions offering. But before going to solutions offering, is there any question from anyone?
Rohit, you mentioned about user setup where you put in the
Mhm.
purchasing or purchasing group and everything, right? For purchase requisitions. Where exactly we do that?
Basically, that for that we have the other configuration option. That is that in the core administration we have to create user master under user manager.
So it's like in the administrator section.
Yes, in the administration or in the core administration section.
Query administration section.
Yeah, core administration action. Sorry, section, right?
Okay. Is it under the where exactly is that? Can you just show me quickly? I mean, you don't have to go in there, but just under the manage or
Just go in the manage
under
and
administration.
we have this administration, right? So we have the same options here as well, and we will have the same options in the core administration as well. So in this side we do not have this core administration, but you may see it might be in your system we will have the core administration.
Core administration.
So in that one, yes, in that one we'll have this user manager. From there we have to perform this activity.
Okay, and you can also upload through an CSV file, right?
Yes. Right.
Rohit, Miguel, on this side.
Yeah.
This is session number 1, right?
Yes, you are right.
I just want to understand if you can provide like a little landscape. How does SAP Ariba fit in regards to the, if I implement an S4 solution? So S4 HANA will be able to see the same procurement documents as I'm entering in Ariba. Is there a natural flow between the two solutions? Or I do my procurement in either side? Either I go to S4 or I go to Ariba. How does it work? How does it relate to both solutions?
Okay, so basically see in that S4HANA side, we have some native integration that is embedded of the Ariba. So some basic integrations are already available. So that is the decision of the customer during that setup of the solution. So the customer have both the choice. They can create that any documents on other side. If they want to create in like S4HANA side, they can create, and those documents will also be reflect in the SAP Ariba. Or if they want to create on this SAP Ariba side, they can create, and same documents will also be reflect in the S4HANA side. So we have the integration mechanism, integration options are available. So with the help of the integration, that customer are flexible, they can create, they can utilize the system on any side, like from HANA side or from Ariba side as well. And if the integration will be in place, so system will reflect, I mean, the feed the same information. If that they will create in the S4HANA, it will be in Ariba. And if they will create in the Ariba, it will be available in the HANA side as well.
Okay. So for example, say I created a PO on the Ariba. For example, in the following functions, like if I do receipt of material, is the infrastructure in such a way that I can do good receipt in my S4 system? Or yes. like can I switch functions in between? Or if I started in Ariba, all the following subsequent functions should be followed on Ariba? How does it work?
You can switch. You can switch anytime. Okay. Let's say that for the P2P cycle. So first we are reaching the PR. So let's say that PR you reach in the Ariba. Okay. And after that, PU in Ariba. Same time, that PR and PU information will also be reflected in the Ariba. I mean, in the SAP. So I would say the PR and PU will be there in S4. That means what system will do, system will also create that same purchase requisition, and I'm not saying same purchase requisition number, that with the help of the same purchase requisition information and purchase order information, system will also create that requisition and order in the backend SAP system. Okay, and once you perform here, so since that both the documents are available in the your S4HANA system, or either it will also be available in the R3 system as well. So in the next, since we have to perform the receiving, you can perform the receiving either in the your S4HANA or R3, or you can do in the Ariba also. The customer is totally free. They can switch any activity either in the Ariba or either in the S4HANA. Because see, that is the part of the integration. So let's take one quick example. So let's say that our client, they are already using this SAP system, right? So they are like using this SAP platform like since a long time ago, but now due to some reason they are planning to adopt this Ariba procurement solution. Okay, so just to be on this like a digital platform, they're adopting this, but they want that integration as well. So that means why integration? Because just to make sure the data should be synchronized between the Ariba and S4 HANA. That means whatever documents they will create in the Ariba side or S4 HANA side, whatever documents they will update in the SAP Ariba or HANA side, all the information should be reflected in the both the system as the inbound and outbound, so that if they will check the information from the HANA side or they will check the information from the Ariba, it should be the same.
Okay, Rohit.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't had the chance of being on a project where we have both S4 and Ariba all together, but yeah, in the market sometimes they are requesting both experience, S4 procurement and Ariba solution all together. Being the case, for example, I'm working right now on a project that requires a lot extensive import and spare parts procurement from Asia.
Okay.
And they're evaluating if they would like to go into S4 in the future subsequent rollout. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. No problem. All right. Any further question from anyone? All right. All right. So now let's start this Ariba of solutions offering. So we have very limited time now. Anyway. Okay. So we'll talk about this SAP Ariba solutions now. So as we discussed during our demo session, so that Ariba have the two components. That one component is called as the upstream, that already we discussed, or let me give some high level overview. And second component is the downstream. Okay, so basically in the upstream that we have three solutions. That one is the supplier, sourcing, and contract. And in the downstream that we have procurement and catalog. All right. So basically, that Ariba is offering this complete upstream and downstream solution. So this process is completely like including this upstream and downstream. It is also called as the S2P process. S2P process in the sense that S2P process. So sometimes we are calling S2P means source to pay, and some people are also calling S2P means supplier to pay. That means we have to initiate with the supplier, I mean from the supplier solutions, and we have to end with the procurement solution, right? So basically, so in that case, that it will cover the complete Ariba solution. That means it will cover the supplier solutions, it will cover sourcing, contract, and procurement as well. Okay, and the catalog part, catalog information will also come in the procurement itself. So like Ariba is offering different type of catalog options like from Ariba side, so it will also come in the procurement solutions as well. Okay, so we'll initiate our session like from the supplier solution. So we'll talk about some supplier solutions, like whatever the suppliers offering are there. So for a supplier, so let's talk about the supplier solutions first. Okay, so let me give some high level overview about the supplier solutions, and we'll start this like in detail session in next session. So basically, from supplier perspective, that Ariba is offering the two different type of product, or I would say two different type of solutions. So one solution is called as that SLP, and second solutions are called as the SIPM. All right. So SLP is stand for the supplier life cycle and performance management. And SAPM stands for supplier information and performance management. Okay, so these are the two products that is available from the supplier perspective. So in between of those these two products, so now the SIPM solution is not available. So basically, that earlier that Ariba were supporting this SIPM solutions like in as the part of the supplier like management, but due to some reason, like due to some limitations, and that Ariba they received that many like issues from their clients, and what they did, they just like absolute this SIPM solutions. I mean overall SIPM module, and instead of the SIPM module, they just introduced that new solution that is called as the SLP solution. So as of now, whenever we have to do that new implementation, so during that new product setup with the clients, we have to work only with the SLP solution. That means we have to only that only we have to implement this SLP all solutions as the part of the supplier management. But still in the market, we have some clients are there and they are still using this SIPM solutions as well. Okay, so even though that Ariba has absoluted this SIPM module, but still few customers are there and they are still on the SIPM platform and still they are using this one. So as a consultant, first we have to understand what is the SIPM solutions and what is the SLP solution. And also we have to understand what was the reason why that Ariba, they just absoluted this SIPM products, and what was the process in the SIPM and what is the process in the SLP. So we have to find out some differences as well. I mean, first we have to understand what is the process in both the products and what was the gap is available in the SIPM and why that Ariba they absolute this SIPM products and whatever the new solutions they offered in the SLP part. Because sometimes that still when we if you see some open some like JD for the Ariba, so few of the customer they also are they still they want that the candidates who have the knowledge of the SIPM process. Okay, so even though they know like that SIPM is not no more, only they are just using it, and Ariba is not giving any support for the SIPM as well, but still like to like leverage their business, and they want a person who have the knowledge about the SIPM. So in next session, that first we'll try to understand what was the options are like solutions are available in the SIPM and what is there in the SLP, what were the limitations in the SIPM, and what are the different process that we have to follow in the SIPM versus SLP. Okay, and next we will move ahead to discuss in detail about the SLP process. All right. So that's it for today's session. I have that some another session as well. So if anyone have any question, kindly raise your questions.
Rohit, I'm a little confused. So on this intended course, you are to cover upstream and downstream solution, or we have, or this is only related to upstream. On this training, on this particular training you are providing this across these weeks, you are covering upstream and downstream altogether?
Yes, we will cover upstream and downstream both.
Okay.
So we'll start from the supplier and we'll end with our procurement solutions.
Okay, and then regarding the supplier, the SLP and SIPM, you said the market is only related to one of those solutions. We don't cover both altogether. We only, when we go to the market, when we go to implementation, we usually have to choose between SLP or SIPM.
No. See, SIPM is not available now. Earlier, the SIPM was available. It were available like up to 2017. But up to, I think in mid of 2017, that Ariba has like absolute this SIPM module, and they just introduced this new module SLP. So we have to only implement SLP. The customer, they do not have any options. They do not have any choice. But still in the market, few of the existing customer, they are on the SIPM platform. So So if the customer they are on the SAPM platform, so they definitely they will look some candidate who should have the knowledge about the SAPM, right?
Okay.
Rohit, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So will you cover the CIG part as well?
Yeah, we'll discuss about CIG part. We'll just talk about this integration with the S/4HANA or R3 system to Ariba with the help of the CIG.
Okay. And also the configuration on the cloud system also covered, right?
Yes. We'll talk about the configuration, for example, approval configuration, template configuration, user manager configuration, catalog configuration. We'll talk about the configuration part also.
Okay. So how about VSC, virtual supply chain and commerce automation?
No. This is not this training. This is not our scope of this commerce automation and the supply chain collaboration also. So that is something different part itself.
Okay. So what you are covering is the Ariba network, then the Ariba buyer portal.
Yes, basically we will talk about this Ariba buyer solutions. These are the like Ariba like a solution offering from the in terms of the like a non-stock purchasing. So this
Mhm.
solutions we will talk about. We'll talk about the configuration. We'll talk about the reporting part. We'll talk about that integration part as well. So those
Okay.
things we will talk about.
So the steps in the ERP system, like for example in the ECC or S4,
Mhm.
to integrate. So will you cover those steps as well?
Yes. So basically, whenever we have to perform the integration, either with
Yeah.
R3 or either with S4, so overall
Mm.
we have to follow around, like a 14 to 15 step. Okay. So inside the 14 to 15 step, so some of the steps we have to do in that CIG portal, some of the step we have to do in that your SAP. So we'll see all those, but we have the system limitations of the like SAP system. That system is not available. So I have prepared one PPT along with the screenshot that have like step by step process. So for that like SAP step, we'll follow this like a PowerPoint, but for the CIG portal and this Ariba Solutions configuration that we'll see in the live.
Okay. So in the training there is no actual integration. It's
Oh,
only
no,
in
no.
Ariba.
See, basically, actual integration we cannot do outside because if to do the integration, we require the new fresh system, right? So if we'll have the fresh like Ariba solutions, then only we can do the integration. So whatever systems we are using, that is already integrated, right?
No, see, when you say integrated, so there is a buyer side, there is a seller side,
Mhm.
and there is a buyer ERP system, correct?
Yes, integrated means
So
I mean to say like we have the integration with the buyer side, buyer Ariba solution, Ariba side, and to the buyer ERP side. So that integration is already in place. Have you got your question?
so how about the seller? Like,
Seller integration you will not see. Basically we'll see that seller side, how the Ariba network seller side looks like, and whatever that options are available, that we will see. Seller integration we will not see. That is not the part of this training, because generally here we do not require this seller integration. Okay, seller integration is required only in case of supply chain collaboration.
no, see, in the buyer network, right? Suppose you are the buyer for a particular seller, you have some invoicing rules, you have some procurement rules.
Those are the something default transaction rule. Those are another part of the integration. So those we'll see. Those are the part of the configuration. Those are not the integration part, right?
Okay.
So for example,
Okay.
if you want to receive that order confirmation, so we have to set the default transaction rule, right? So we have to
Right.
allow to supplier to submit that order confirmation. So that means we are setting their default transaction rule. That's it. We are not like integrating the SAR portal with the buyer portal. No, that part.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you don't have like a actual integration with an ECC system or S4 system,
Mhm.
then what is the role CAG plays then? CAG is not required, right, in this case?
I'm sorry. Please come again.
CAG, because CAG is for connecting Ariba to an ERP, right?
Right.
So if in that in this program, if you are not showing integrated with an ERP system, then how do we, like, what is role of CAG?
Role of CIG means, see, basically whatever system that I am using for demonstration purpose, that system is already integrated with the CIG. So all the configuration are in place. Okay. So, this is the one thing. Second thing, if you want to perform the new integration, so we required a fresh that Ariba site with the R3 system. So this is a complete setup you can get only inside the project. Outside, we cannot get this setup, right? And second thing is that that CIG means we'll see the CIG portal, we'll see there on the CIG portal whatever the configuration options are there, how we have to do the configuration, that's something we'll see. But live demonstration will not be able to see due to the system limitation.
Okay.
All
Okay,
right?
thanks.
Yeah.
I just have one question, if I may quickly ask.
Yeah, please.
So just expanding to what was asked earlier. So what you're saying is this, that, which makes total sense, is that obviously we do not have a, fresh Ariba system or an ERP system or an S4 system. So
Right.
you'll not be able to do like a live demo of the integration steps, but you will be sharing basically the details on what it takes to basically integrate a ERP system with or ECC or S4 to Ariba, right? You will be walking us through that. What
Yes.
steps are required? Okay.
Yes, basically, see that the integration configuration is something the completely like almost in a standard configuration. So even in the real time also, like when we are initiating with that integration part, so Ariba is providing us that documents, and in the documents we will have the step by step process that is already described there. Okay, so only we have to follow those step. So same way we'll also discuss in details like the step which we have to follow. So we will not be able to completely demonstrate it live, but we will discuss about the details as you said.
And one more question, please. So the demo and the work that we'll be doing, the training we'll be doing, are we going to be focusing also on using an S4 system versus ECC?
Basically, we have the system limitation, so we do not have this S4 or any backend SAP system for the demonstration purpose. So we will not be able to focus on the backend SAP system. We'll talk about how the process looks like, but we will not be able to see that in live.
So we'll not be able to see the syncing of transactions between
No,
S4 and Ariba.
no, because system is not available itself.
Got it. No problem. I understand. Thank you.
All right, guys. So thank you so much. Let's wind up the session, and we'll see the next session by tomorrow at same time.